You don't need multiple acres to grow a lot of food to the point where you're probably not going to eat it all and you'll be giving it to your neighbors, which is great, or selling it, but more than likely giving it to your neighbors. The point is, don't wait for someday when you own all these acres. Someday is now. The cost of acreage is extremely expensive, and these days you got to wonder, am I buying land right next to what will be a data center someday? So, not to be a Debbie Downer, but do the best you can with what you have where you are and grow some food. You're going to need it because the price of food is going to go. Just take a look right now. Go to the grocery store. Next time you're there, just take a picture of the price. I did this years ago when I would visit Dutch Harbor and was blown away at the cost of food. So I so much so that I was taking pictures of it. So right now, prices have gone up significantly from what they were, I just say pre-COVID and even just pre the last several years. They've gone up quite a bit. And for no apparent reason other than just general inflation. You could maybe make the argument that a lot of the food suppliers, warehouses, and all this stuff that just gets randomly burned down, like hundreds of them every year, you could make that argument that, well, that's probably also added to why the cost of food's coming up. I think that's kind of a stretch, but yeah, it's really happening. It's real. But what's really not a stretch is the Strait of Hormuz being closed and the lack of fertilizer because of that. I'm skimming over the top. I'm not going into the details on that, why, but look up Haberbosch, and I could be pronouncing it wrong. And that's the process of how they make fertilizer from the natural gas industry that is very much suffering right now because of the Strait of Hormuz. It's been closed since late February, and right now it's June 11th. So with that, the 2027 crops will be significantly less worldwide. You'll see some famines in countries that are already on the brink of famine anyway, even on a good year. You're going to see some real problems, and you're going to see locally here in the US and other places massive spikes in food prices because of the lack of food. So when's a good time to start growing your own garden? Right now. And you don't need a big huge garden. You don't need acres and acres. You don't need a big backyard. Arguably, you don't even need a yard at all. You could grow a fair amount of food on a small porch or lanai, if that's all you've got, and grow up, as in grow vertically. And a real good way to do that, if you don't have any other thing else, is to get 5-gallon buckets and grow potatoes in there. Grow potatoes and grow beans. And you can set up a little system very simply where you can stack those potatoes up, those 5-gallon buckets up, several feet high. And you can get a surprisingly high yield from 5-gallon buckets. I've done it in the past when we lived in an HOA that we were renting in. And truth is, right now, we live in an HOA. Probably wouldn't guess that. It's not a real strict HOA, but if it's behind a fence, you can do what you want, as you should, in the land of the free. Don't get me started on that one, though. So, grow food. You've got no excuse, and you'll thank yourself for it later.